My dad gave the business to my brother, so I left. My older brother went to university and then worked in the city as an accountant. I stayed to work for my dad as a plumber at 15 and went to college to get my qualifications in plumbing and gas. About the time 2020 started, my brother moved back from the city and started working for my dad in accounting. My dad has been unwell for the last 4 years due to asbestosis. It has been really hard on the family and he is getting worse but is still loving life. I have been running the business for the last 2 years. We have expanded and now have 50 vans in the fleet and 1 qualified and 1 trainee allocated to each van. 2020 was hard in the beginning but we have bounced back. My dad still works on tools with me on Fridays. Friday is the only day I'm on tools now as I'm doing everything to run the business. Well, last month he told the family he is stepping down from the business due to health and wants to spend more time with my mother, and is giving the business to my brother and for me to step down from acting CEO. This upset me. I've been with the business for 12 years. At the beginning it was only me and my dad. My brother never wanted to be in the business, said it was not worth his time, and now he's the boss. And I've been dumped back to a heating engineer with a £20,000 pay cut. He doesn't have any clue what we do or how to do it. I spoke to my dad and he told me that my brother deserves it for all he has done, that he has a family and I don't, and that he went to uni. A lot of the workers are upset about the decision and have told me they will go where I go. I told my dad that if that is how he feels then I will leave and start my own business. I haven't spoke to my dad or brother since and have told them to never contact me. For the last month, I've had thousands of calls and messages from family saying some very hurtful things and telling me I'm ungrateful for what I have. Update: my dad gave the business to my brother, so I left. I decided to go over to my dad's for breakfast and talk it out. This morning when I arrived at my parents' house, my mom opened the door and looked like she had been crying a lot. My dad came over to talk to me and we went out for breakfast. He didn't say a word on the way there or when we arrived. When on the way back he asked if we could pull over and talk. I can honestly say this was the first time I saw my dad cry. I asked why he did this to me. He said doesn't know, I keep her pushing, and he finally told me he owed it to my brother for not being about for him as much as me when we were growing up, and there was times my brother needed him but he was working. I couldn't believe it. After 12 years of hard work, that was his reasoning. I told me father I had spent half my life working to do everything for the business and how he could throw me to the side just because his son came back hurt more than I could explain. He told me he knows as they had been shown the post I put up. To my surprise he wasn't mad, he seemed remorseful. He told me my mother has been in pieces after reading the comments about how bad she treated me and thinks I will never talk to them again. My dad told me after reading it all he released he should have split the business between us as it will need both of us to keep progressing, and apologized to me for never telling me how proud he was of everything I had done and thought I know how proud he was. My brother has full control. My father has no say anymore and my brother would never go 50-50. He told me he wants me to go back as my brother will need me. I told him that's not my problem anymore after he demoted me and cut my pay. I tried to make it work for 3 weeks but my brother wouldn't listen. He didn't believe I knew what I was talking about. He was telling me he knows how to run a business. So I left. Why work my butt off there when I could do the same work and make more money for myself? My dad broke down and said that he had destroyed the family and should never have done what he did. I don't understand why I took this long to release. I was a valuable piece in the company. Update 2. My dad gave the business to my brother, so I left. I have had a couple of Zoom calls with some clients today and they have gone very well. I have been informed that we all be sending signed proposal letters for the up and coming work. Lucky the site start dates don't clash. That was one of the main things I was worried about. 3 of my colleagues have now left the business and have spoken to my dad informing him about why they left and that they will be coming to work with me under their own choice. To hear them tell me this meant a lot. They all have between 5 to 10 year more experience in the industry. At the moment I have all we need to start a new business with the 3 vans I own and tools I have built up over the years. I am looking forward to the new venture in my life and can't wait to share this with my children when I have them. Then I received a call from my father asking me to come over for dinner. I was unsure at first but thought it was probably a step in the right direction. On arrival my whole family was there. I went in and the atmosphere dropped. My mom wouldn't look at me and my brother just sat there acting as if I didn't exist. My dad came and asked me and my brother to come into his office. He started to ask when I was going to return to the company as they need me in early Monday morning. I could not even believe what I was hearing. I told them both I'm not coming back and have started my own company. And what does he mean we? You gave the business to my brother. My brother started to lose his temper, telling me if I cared about the company why would I leave? I have some very choice words before telling him that I have always cared for the company and spent 12 years of my life working to make it successful, unlike him who swans in and takes all the glory, and that I will not sit there and be treated like that. I told my brother to get lost so I could talk to dad. I asked what was this morning all about, telling me he's sorry but then expects me to go running back. He couldn't even look me in the eye, so I left, said goodbye to my cousin, nieces and nephews and walked out.